people generally don't start as in quality. They may start like testing is a great feeder. And with it, quality engineering is just a little bit different because quality engineering is more of a software engineer doing test quality engineering, like performance testing. So load, stress, scalability, using cloud tools. You need to know, CI/CD. You have to know the basics for software engineering or hardware engineering. So I'd say it's very broad, and what we're seeing as a macro within our gaming business is that players and customers expect more from a quality experience than they did, say, 5 or 10 years ago. So, we talk about test engineers, we talk about software development engineers in test or SDETs. That's a great field to get into. And then we have quality assurance organizations. So I'd say that a lot of testers are very technical, because a lot of the software that we're testing is tested through the cloud. For software engineers and test, I think the exciting thing for us was that it was kind of language agnostic. All of the monitoring tools, all of the delivery tools, which maybe some software engineers, if they're just developing features and things like that, may not, get into that. So what I found with testing and QE is that you get a very broad view of that, right? Which sets you up really nice to either go further in that software engineering or development and test, to product, to program, to strategy. Testing kind of came natural to me because you have to kind of go, okay, now this is the way it's supposed to be played or used, like if it's an application or whatever it is. Now, what if I did this? Or what if I, instead of clicking checkout, I went back into the basket, adjusted the numbers, and then I checked out, and now I'm going, okay, well, why is this not match what I said? I removed this, but it's still in my basket. Now I've got two of them. Well, that's a bug. And there's so many different areas. You could be a performance engineer. You could be an automation engineer. And automation engineering is so huge right now, right? Because everybody is launching applications and games and stacks and everything like that. Automation engineers is where everybody wants to have automation in their test, but not everybody can do it. It's very challenging, and you have to have some real good software engineering knowledge, skills. Doesn't mean you have to write code, but you do need to know how to write scripts, and you do need to use CI/CD or continuous integration, continuous deployment. If you go out and look at test engineers, QE, huge number of requirements out there for people coming out of school that want to get into the field. And I'll even throw a pitch for my company. We're always looking for software engineers, hardware engineers, test engineers, because talent is key, and it's really hard finding those good ones. Look, there's many different types of gaming companies. So if you look at like an EA, or you look at an Activision Blizzard, are these games that literally take 2 or 3 years to build and to release, right? The area of gaming we're in is you can launch new games, new titles, new slot machine within a year. If you look at our social casino game, we can probably launch games slot games within 6 months, but then larger games within a year, right? And it's the mobile game, because those are very popular, as you're aware. So I'd probably say that from a gaming perspective, they call gaming recession proof, because people still want to play games. There's so many smart people out there that are fantastic engineers, software engineers, hardware engineers, but it's the people that can relate to other people and other organizations that really succeed and kind of keep moving up. What I find makes a difference is to have connections that can then, yes, you have to have a good CV. You got to have a good resume. You also have to make the connections to say, okay, this CV here goes with a real person, because we here at Aristocrat really count on our employees to provide recommendations for great talent. So what I did was I looked for the industry that I wanted. I looked for those companies that had jobs that I was most interested in. And then I looked at the trajectory of the company to say, are they hiring? Are they do they have a good culture? It's almost more important who you work for than what you're doing, because a good boss makes the difference. Look at the role and go, okay, is this a service delivery? Is this a program or product management? And doing some related searches on people within Aristocrat that are in those roles. And it's happened, people have reached out to me and said, hey, I'm really passionate about quality, continuous improvement. I'm a Lean Six Sigma, I'm a black belt, I've done this and I've done that. Um, is there someone that you could connect me to that maybe could tell me a little bit about the role, right? So just a simple a couple sentences. Have a profile on LinkedIn. Another thing that is pretty valuable is like conferences and things too, right? And they can be online, they could be virtual, they could be in person. But there's other organizations too, like for quality. There's ASQ, which is the American Society for Quality. I do think in cases, if you're really being targeting in what you're looking for, I think a cover letter is a very valuable thing. I think what businesses look for now is a well-rounded experience too, right? So you don't, just because Aristocrat's a gaming company doesn't mean you have to have gaming experience. Now, it's a plus, right, in some circumstances. But again, we always look for fresh perspectives on how we're doing things. First, become the best at whatever it is you're doing. But then it also creates opportunities for you then to look around and go, you know what? I really, really would love to do this. So what do I need to do? Do I need to go and get a security certificate? Maybe you want to get into cyber engineering. Do you want to get into program management? Maybe you do a PMP or a PMI, something. If you don't have the skills, you find something closely related to that you do have the skills and experience for. And then as you work through that, education, certificate programs. And then there's all the other ones for like within testing, there's ITSB. This degree then should be targeting what you want to do for maybe you're at a mid-career point or maybe you're somewhere else. But to be able to really thoughtfully say, I'm not doing this degree just to have a piece of paper to hang on my wall, but there's a reason I'm taking this because I'm interested in this. I want to do this. And I think if you can put that together with even like part-time work, if you're not a full-time student, or you continue to work while you still get your degree, that says a lot. It really does, right? Even if you haven't finished your degree, you can say, hey, this is what I'm doing. I've got all these job skills, and oh, by the way, I'm also doing professional development, and I'm doing, I'm working on my graduate degree this or certificate program that.